too can command the wind, sir! I have a hurricane in me that will strip straight bare if you dare to try me!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present a discourse analysis of a short scene from the historical film Elizabeth, The Golden Age. The quote I will focus on is from Queen Elizabeth I when she says, "I too can command the wind, sir. I have a hurricane in me that will strip Spain bare if you dare to try me." So this is one of the most powerful lines in the movie, and I will analyze it using 15 points from discourse analysis from A to O and give some personal explanations too. So let's get started with linguistic context. This scene happens during a political debate in court. The Queen says this line is response to criticism and doubt from her advisor about her strength as a female monarch. The sentence uses metaphor language, command the wind and hurricane in me, to express power. This kind of language isn't just about politics, it's poetry. It shows how words can carry deep emotional and symbolic weight. I personally find it beautiful and bold. For the non-linguistic context, the scene takes place in the 16th century during the threat of war with Spain. Elizabeth is surrounded by male advisors who question her ability to lead. The setting is not just physical but emotional too. She is in a room full of attention, facing pressure not only as a ruler but as a woman. For the next point, type of communicative event. This is a political declaration, almost like a mini speech. It's not a casual conversation. It's a bold statement of leadership. And to me, this moment feels like a turning point. She's not asking for respect, she's demanding it. Okay, for the next is the topic. The topic is leadership and the powerful to protect the nation. Elizabeth is making it clear she won't be underestimated. It's also about gender and authority. She's proving that her being a woman doesn't make her weak. For the next is the setting. The setting is a royal palace. During an official political discussions, likely in private chamber with high-ranking officials. This formal setting adds weight to her words. It's not just a drama, it's real decision-making time. For the participant and their relationship, Queen Elizabeth I and her council, she is the monarch. They are her advisor. There's tension, respect mixed with doubt. And in my view, their relationship reflects how women in power are still questioned even when they have authority. For the background knowledge and assumptions, the audience need to know about the Spanish Armada, Elizabeth's unmarried status, and the culture expectations of a woman in power. Understanding history here is a key. It adds layers to the words. She's not just fighting a war, but also stereotypes. Yeah. For the message form and content, the message is short but powerful. filled with metaphors and strong imagery. It's emotional and assertive. It's almost poetic, like Shakespeare. But with political fire, I think it shows how art and power mix in historical speeches. For the language performs action. Her language is not just expressing, it's doing something. She's asserting dominance, inspiring fear, and claiming control. This is what we call speech act. She's not asking permission to lead, she's already leading through her words. For the next point is meaningful, unified, and purposive. Yes, this line is completely unified with the movie's theme, strength, leadership, and independence. It serves a purpose, motivation, and declaration. And I think it's one of the most memorable lines because it captures the spirit of Elizabeth's rule in one sentence. And for the next point is interpretation of communicative even in context. In this context, we interpret her word as a direct challenge to doubt, a moment where she rises as a leader. This is not just acting, it represents a historical shift. Women in leadership are being redefined right here. For the next is naturally occurring. Even though it's a movie, the line is based on the real strength Elizabeth shows. It mirrors a real historical tension and speech. I think this shows how movie can represent real discourse, not always exact quotes, but the spirit is there. For the next is conversational exchange or written text. This is part of a spoken interaction, but structured like a monologue. It's not casual, more like a declaration. It feels like it feels like part of a speech, even though it's in a conversational that gives it power. For the language in use in social context. The language reflects Elizabeth's social role as queen and the historical pressures she faced in a male-dominated court. Her words are social resistance. They challenge not just Spain, but her own court expectation. For the last point, purpose of the event. So to for the purpose of the event, to reclaim power, boost national morale, and show that she is not afraid. It's a moment of leadership in crisis. And for us as viewers, it's a reminder that words matter. Leadership can be shown through language, not just action. So this short line, just a few seconds in the film, carries enormous power. Through discourse analysis, we can see how a sentence becomes a political, emotional, symbolic, and transformative. Personally, I believe this scene is a perfect example of how language can shape identity, challenge power, and make history. So guys, I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.